Hello and welcome to New England Cuisine, the program that celebrates the food and flavors of New England. I'm Chef Chris Prospery from Metro Beast Restaurant in Simsbury, Connecticut. The finest apple ciders in the country are produced right here in New England, and tonight we're celebrating with our guest Beth Ann Kuchar from Riverview Farms at the Old Cider Mill in Glastonbury, Connecticut. It's the longest continuously run cider mill in the country. Beth Ann is going to tell us how apple cider is made, and then I'm going to make a chicken, apple, and fennel dish with her cider, and then Beth Ann is going to finish up our menu with a delicious apple crisp. All right, are you ready, Beth Ann?
I'm ready.
All right, so welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And let's talk cider. So where do we start?
Well, our apples are all local.
Okay.
And the wonderful thing about having local apples is that we're able to pick everything fresh.
Okay.
If things are being transported from a distance,
Yeah.
they have to pick them not quite ripe. So
Okay,
our
yeah.
apples are ripe and ready and juicy and delicious.
Okay. So how many apples do you use, like varieties? Are there special apples that go into cider? Can you make cider from any apple?
You can make ciders from any apple, but we have a blend of 3,
Okay.
and it's a trade secret. I cannot tell you what it
Cannot
is.
tell- So is that, like, do most apple cider mills, like, have their own kind of, like, secret recipes?
I believe they do.
Wow, very cool. See, I didn't know that.
Yes, Red Delicious is wonderful, and
Okay.
Macintosh are very nice and juicy, so
Yeah.
those are used.
Okay.
And then I can't tell you the rest.
And they can't tell me the rest? Oh, wow. Now I'm intrigued. Okay, so what makes an apple good for apple cider? Is it...
Really, it's just the juice
Okay.
and the sweetness
Yeah.
content, and it's really wonderful. Nothing but the apples go into our cider. Nothing is done to it. It's straight juice. It's not pasteurized, and it's full of nutrients.
Wow, I just, this time of year, there's nothing better than a glass of apple cider.
There isn't,
Right.
and people look for it. They can't wait for that sign to go up at the cider mill, and they seek us out. They come from all over for it.
All right, so let's talk the oldest and longest running cider mill in the country. When did it start? Who started it?
Well, it started in the 1600s, and the Kessler family owned it.
Okay.
Somewhere in between. It's only had about 3 owners. And it was bought in the 80s by the town of Glastonbury as one of the first open spaces.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, so it wouldn't be developed.
Yeah.
And it's a gorgeous piece of property. It goes all the way back to the Connecticut River.
Very
And we have people coming in, and they're so excited to be there. It really has quite a legacy. Their grandparents have brought them there,
Oh,
and now
wow.
they're bringing their grandkids there. And it's a really good feeling to be a part of.
Very cool. And now how long have you been doing it?
We've been doing it almost 20 years.
Wow,
they asked
very
my
cool.
father to do the first pressing after the town bought it because nobody in the town knew how to press cider.
And how did he learn it from working in a cider mill, or was he passionate about
well,
was he growing apples?
We had an orchard.
Okay.
We have an orchard that's
Okay.
only a couple miles away.
Yeah.
And the farmers in Glastonbury are wonderful. They really collaborate on things and help each other out. So he asked a lot of questions and gave it a go, and it seemed to have worked.
And it's delicious cider, right?
It's fabulous.
All right,
There's
so
nothing like it.
let's try a little glass.
Okay. So this taste it doesn't compare at all to what you would have in the store.
Okay.
There's
Is it because
just-
it's so fresh?
It is.
So when you're saying fresh, like pressed, like last week?
We press weekly.
press weekly. Very cool.
This
Well,
was pressed
cheers.
on Friday.
Wow, it's that time of year.
Cheers. It
and
is.
so, and all these apples. So, are some of the apples from your orchard?
They're all from our orchard.
Oh, they're all from your orchard. So it's not just
Yes.
local sourced. It's from your orchard.
Correct.
Oh, very.
If
cool.
we get a little low at the end
Yeah.
of the year, we talk to our friends.
And then, do you sell apples like for apple pie and
We sure
baking
do.
apples?
We have quite a few varieties. And one of my favorites, which my dad doesn't actually like, is the Golden Delicious apple. It's from Heritage Trees.
Okay.
And it's not a pretty apple.
Yeah, sure.
Because they started breeding the apples just to be pretty and
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of plasticky looking. And this one has some gradations on it.
Okay.
The Golden Delicious, it is juicy, it is wonderful,
Yeah.
it's fabulous. It's one of my favorites of our orchard.
And versatile too, right? It's a good apple for a lot of different things.
Very much
and
so.
And it's a good eating apple.
Delicious.
All right, so before we taste this, go through with me because I'm like what you call an end user when it comes to apples. I know there's like so many varieties now, but they're basically in categories, right?
Yes.
And like what you would use for just an eating apple, what you'd use if you were making apple pie, and what you'd use if you were, I don't know, making an apple crisp. So go through
Well,
the different, go through the
let's
different
start
stages.
with the Mac,
All right.
the old staple, the Macintosh. It cooks up soft, so for applesauce, it would be absolutely fabulous. And I actually have a friend of mine who won't eat any of the newer apples. Her favorite is the Mac. She says when they're fresh off the tree, it's like nothing else. I can hardly get her to try the McCowan.
Oh my gosh.
Now, the
Okay.
McCowan apple was our most in-demand apple.
Yep.
It has
And what
this-
is a McCowan? It's just a type that grows around you, because I've never even heard of it.
Yes,
Bad,
and
like,
some people say Macoun,
McCoon, okay.
but it's this beautiful white flesh, and
Yeah.
it's crispy and it's firm. Has a little bit of tartness to it.
Yeah, it's crisper than that
yes,
one, right?
It's the Mac always runs a little bit soft.
So what would that be good for?
We like to cook with it, straight eating. A lot of times people like to mix the hard and the soft apples in
Oh,
their
sure,
pies
yeah.
so that you get something to bite into, but you also get that juiciness
See,
in between the spaces.
I like that. It has a little bit of tartness to it.
This apple, people wait for the sign to go up for that
For
too,
that one?
because it doesn't ripen until we have the cold nights.
Oh, I gotcha.
So
So
you
different
have to
apples
wait
come
for
at
it.
different times of the season.
yes. Now this
let's
is
put 'em in.
our gourmet apple.
Ooh,
It
what's
is
that
the
one?
gourmet
Look at that
apple
one.
of. It was developed by the University of Minnesota. It's
Okay.
called the Honey Crisp.
Honey crisp.
Now we sell out of these every year, and I refuse to bake with them because
Okay.
they're so delicious
Oh, so
to
this
eat.
is just eating apples.
Yeah, it's
But
juicy,
can you bake with it?
it's crisp. You can,
Yeah.
and some people do. Some
But you're
people
just
make
saying
apple
this is-
fritters.
Yeah, go ahead.
I
You
eat
try
it
one.
like a dessert, and they'll store about 6 months in your refrigerator,
Oh my gosh.
but mine never lasts that long. I made it to 3 months with my test, and then
mean,
I
that's-
ate them all.
See, every year I find a new favorite apple.
Yeah, the Honey Crisp is incredible. It's a little hard to grow. You wait for it to ripen, and then it starts to fall off the tree. So you have to be kind of there,
Yeah.
ready to go. But it's a fabulous apple.
So how many varieties do you grow?
We have 7.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, and they're wonderful.
I just love it.
It's great to be a part of it.
Yeah,
I
because
love it.
every apple gives you something totally different, right? I
Absolutely.
mean, it's funny because during the in the summer or towards the end of the summer, you're just basically using whatever apples are left from last season, right?
Right.
So it's not even interesting. But right when you get to this season, right, then each variety comes out and it's like special.
I love cooking at this time of year.
Okay, so I'm gonna now go and I'm gonna make a chicken, apple, and fennel dish with your apple cider when we
Fabulous.
come back.
I can't wait to see it.
All right, cool. And we'll be right back. Here, cheers.
Cheers.
Toast.
Yay.
The research here at St. Jude is very important. It gave my daughter a second chance at life.
We're developing tomorrow's cures today so that everyone around the world can benefit from those therapies.
La parte de investigación en el hospital es fundamental, porque si no hubiera eso, no habría ese porcentaje tan alto de supervivencia que dan.
Treatments invented at St. Jude have helped push the overall childhood cancer survival rate from 20% to more than 80% since it opened 50 years ago. And we won't stop until no child dies from cancer.
We are not just publishing a paper, but we're making changes to patient care.
Because we have donors that believe in what we're doing, we can really move our research forward much faster.
One life saved at St. Jude means thousands elsewhere.
Because of you. Gracias a ti.
Because of you,
There is St. Jude.
Dad, we need to talk. If you're not gonna listen to me, who will you listen to?
Jeffrey!
Is that Marcia Gay Harden?
I think so.
You're getting older.
Not that old.
Your brain is changing.
That's what I was saying.
Honey, I've got experience with this. Jeffrey, brain health is all about making the most of your brain as you age.
Really?
Oh, where did she go?
Learn what you can do to help keep your brain healthy at brainhealth.gov.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks. helping solve child hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Hello and welcome back. It's apple time, and the first segment we had just amazing apple cider. I could probably drink the whole gallon. But I like cooking with apples, and I like cooking with apple cider. And this is a dish I came up with a couple years ago now, and it's one of those dishes that has like amazing flavor because it has a couple different things going on with the apples and the fennel and a little bit of bacon. And when it cooks down, something magic happens between those ingredients. And every single time I make it, I'm just totally blown away by the flavors. All right, so we start off by cooking a couple strips of bacon. And I did this in this pan. And then I took the bacon out and I left the bacon, I call it bacon juice, in the pan. And then I salt and pepper some chicken, boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And then I just basically sear them on both sides till they get nice and brown, and then they're going to come out of the pan onto the same plate with the bacon, and they're pretty much all the way cooked at this point, and nice and brown. And you can see I left that nice juice, bacon juice now flavored with the chicken in the pan, and to that I'm going to add about a cup of onions, and we're going to get that sauteing with like a good-sized bulb of fennel. And I don't know what it is about the flavors of fennel and apple together, but it is one of those what I call like magic flavor combinations. All right, we're going to saute that, and then just as we get it going, and this is a little trick I always use when I'm sauteing vegetables, I just add the teeniest little bit of water. And what that does with the vegetables is it gets them going, it kind of steams them a little bit. So we're basically sauteing and steaming at the same time. So we have that on a good high heat, and we really get that going. We cook that for about 2 to 3 minutes, sort of get the flavors going all together. And then we're going to add what I call my secret ingredient, and that's a little curry powder. And I love using curry powder, and I like it for a couple different reasons. One, it's a pre-mixed like spice blend, so you don't have to like worry about, oh, it's like a 1/4 teaspoon of this spice and a 1/4 teaspoon of that spice. It's already mixed for you. And this is one of those spice mixes that if you use in very small amounts, it adds like a back note, so not so much the flavor that you would get like if you were eating a curry dish, right? Like an Indian curry. This is more like just adds a little back note. So basically like, you know, a teaspoon or so in that. And then very important step too is to just cook it a little bit in the oil with the vegetables. So we get that going. Then we're going to add golden raisins. And I mean, if you don't have golden raisins, any kind of dried fruit. I don't know if you people out there remember my favorite dish, which was from like the 80s. It was called chicken marabella, and it was from the Silver Palette cookbook. And what made that dish so special was this kind of combination between savory things like smoked bacon and chicken. And I don't know if people remember, but it had these dried prunes in it. And that really like sort of sweetened up the dish. Then it had some black olives for a little bit more saltiness. So it was the combination of those things together. And that's like when I'm designing a dish like this one, those are the things I look for, right? So we have onions, we have fennel, we have a little bit of curry powder, we have a little bit of golden raisins, and like I said, if you don't have golden raisins, you can use regular raisins. I even like it this time of year using currants, dried currants or even dried cranberries. Okay, so we get that going. We're going to add a little pinch of salt and pepper. And then we're going to pour in our apple cider. And it's about a 1/2 cup of the apple cider. And again, still on high